Hi. Newfound strength, corrective exercise. We are going to work on a rolling pattern that is called a hard rolling pattern. There's another video with a soft rolling pattern where you're just initially starting off with moving one arm and the head and then getting the body to follow. That's the upper body pattern. There's the lower body pattern where you're just picking up one leg and the head and trying to get the body to rotate and follow. This is going to be a takeoff from that. This is a lot more challenging, and it is definitely something anyone can work up to, though. Anyone. I've taught this to many different ages and from many different people of different starting points. So although this will likely be challenging, there's typically no reason that you won't be able to build up to it. If you do have a neck, cervical, spine issue that you are seeing a doctor about, you should just listen to them as far as what they say. If they say, well, no, we really don't want you in a face up or face down position and lifting your head, listen to those doctor's instructions. Otherwise, especially if you're going slow, like you should with this whole movement, there's really no reason this should hurt you. This shouldn't hurt your lower back. And if you feel like you actually have pinched nerves in your back, if you're diagnosed that way, then this possibly wouldn't be an exercise for you. But as with anything, you consult your intuition and your doctor and you decide what's best for you. So let's get into this. So let's talk about why we're going to do this. Because you have a deep core, right? You have muscles bolted onto the spine, the psoas. It is a hip flexor muscle and the front of your spine. You have your quadratus lumborum on the back of your spine. You have spinal erectors. You've got a lot of muscles that are attached around the pelvis, right? Those are more superficial, but we're talking about activating some deep core muscles as well as getting some superficial core muscles and definitely building up your rotational pattern ability. Everything in life has every movement you make, even little ones of reaching out to grab a cup of water, has got some rotation into it, right? Sitting down, even when you go to sit down and you reach down to grab your shoe, you are rotating a little bit, right? There's so much in life that has rotation in it. And a lot of our sedentaryism allows us to lose that ability. So let's get started, right? You're gonna see what we have to do. Then you can try it out. So watch it one time at least, please. This isn't something you can do and watch at the same time. So we need some space to lay out and some space to roll back and forth. So I'm going to extend out my arms and my legs. I'm going to go into the hollow bowl exercise position. So my legs are up, my head, neck, and shoulders are up. Now if this makes your back feel bad, you could always bring the legs in a little bit more and try to feel like you're pushing your lower back down, right? So we can always modify anything initially, right? So we could start here. All right, now, what I would do is pick up my head further, reach my head over toward my armpit. Notice I'm not kicking my arms and legs around, and I'm going to roll and make myself go to my side. When I get to my side, I'm going to try to lift my shoulders off the floor. I'm going to keep my legs off the floor. And then and notice that my head is still turned to the right. And when I want to go further, I'm going to pull myself backwards into extension and keep turning my head. Reaching out with the arms is actually easier than trying to push off the floor. Initially, your brain will think, well, pushing off the floor and shimmying and kicking around will be so helpful, but honestly, it will just be an anchor. So when we get to here, this is probably one of the harder spots. So this is the Superman exercise where we're pulling ourselves up into extension. Reach out with those arms. Turn that head. Look behind you. This leg has got to be lifted up a little bit higher. Extend out with that leg. If you just bend it, you're just going to fire your hamstring. So extend the leg out. Lift it up in the air. Turn the head. A lot of times people are straightening out their head. Turn it. And then when you get to your side, again, lift up. Keep that space. And come over and slowly come back to the hollow bowl position. So we are Now, if you can go that slow, that's awesome. A little bit faster is not a problem. But if you, at that speed, you shouldn't be able to hurt yourself. Now, a lot of times in the beginning, people are moving pretty quick. That momentum seems really helpful. It really helps you get from your face down back to your side. So let's look at it again. Coming toward you. I'm going to come up here into the hollow bowl position. I'm going to bring my head a little bit higher up and turn and extend my chin over toward my armpit and keep it turned. I'm extending. Notice my arms and legs are not kicking around. I'm literally turning from the head position, is twisting through the body. I get to the side, and I'm going to try to lift up here and keep the head turned, keep the head turned. I'm going to slowly bring myself around, controlling, right? So you'll build up to being able to control the landing. I'm in the Superman position. Head has got to stay turned. Reach out. I've got to lift up this left leg and extending it out. Lifting and extending it out is the part of the trick. Keeping the head turned is part of the trick. Looking behind myself is part of the trick. Coming here, landing. Okay. So that's the hard roll. Okay? And it is hard. Now, we don't want things to be unnecessarily hard. We don't want it to be a failure for you. So if you are having a hard time, go ahead and find some small pads or some small pillows, put them underneath the hips and the back just to get you started. And then when you get face down, if you find you're really stuck there, and right, go ahead and bring in a little bit of padding and something to elevate up one side. And so like if I was face down and I wanted to roll my right side up and around and roll that way, and I was trying to twist this way, I would have you put the padding on underneath the right side of the shoulder, stomach, and the hip, right? The leg should be up in the air, so you wouldn't have any padding there. All right, so a lot of times people are pushing, again, they're pushing their hands and their arms and their legs, they're trying to kick into the floor, and yes, it nudges you, and it feels like it's gonna help you move, but then after it nudges you, that limb becomes an anchor every time. It's never helped anybody yet. It hasn't gotten anybody there, so it's not likely going to help you. But I understand initially it's your intuition to try to do that. But just notice, it doesn't get you anywhere. So this is great for neurological reprogramming into the core, right? This is going to help train the body to tighten up from the inside out, right? So there's more muscles than what you can just see on the surface. We want to have our rotational ability. We want to be able to move. We want to be able to twist and react to something if we have to. And this is a great exercise. And this could be something for you if you're coming out of rehab. You would want to see the soft rolling position. If you're coming out of rehab, this would be fine. If you're getting back from being sedentary, this will be tiring. You won't want to do a lot of repetitions. But put a couple into your warm-up routine or somewhere in the middle of your workout. Don't wait till you're tired at the end. So this has been Newfound Strength, Fitness and Nutrition, Corrective Exercise, the home of resistance stretching. Leave me a note if you like this, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know about.